officers not all officers, but most officers, when it comes to, a black man, they're so aggressive. They want to make sure you don't have any guns. They want to make sure it's like they got so much caution. But when it comes to someone that looks like them, it's like it's so easy for them to be relaxed and get gunned down. They don't have that same aggression or, take that same precaution to make sure they're safe. That it's primarily so much easier for their own kind to take them out. So I'm going to go over this video. Let me know what y'all think about this. Check this out.
And another is in the hospital with serious injuries. All this after a man opened fire on the deputies while their backs were turned. Yesterday, the Columbia County Sheriff's Office held a news conference giving us more details on what led up to the shooting and information on the suspect. It all happened around 6:30 Saturday evening when Columbia County deputies pulled over James Montgomery on I-20. They were serving him a protective order, and officials say Montgomery appeared to be cooperating. But when deputies turned their backs, Montgomery fired a weapon that had been modified to shoot fully automatic. Deputy Brandon Sikes was killed, and Gavin White was shot in the face. Other deputies fired back, which is believed to be what killed Montgomery. His body was found hours later inside his RV. Authorities say an order signed by a judge says Montgomery was supposed to give his weapons used in the shooting to the sheriff's office last Thursday. An autopsy is scheduled at a later date. And as people far and wide mourn Deputy Sikes and pray for Deputy White's quick recovery, a memorial continues to grow alongside I-20. There's also a wreath at the Columbia County Sheriff's Complex marking Sikes' end of watch. Tomorrow and Wednesday, the Shepherd Community Blood Center is hosting a blood drive to help injured Deputy Gavin White. For each donation, Deputy White's family will receive $20 to help with his treatment and recovery. The Blood Center says blood donated just last week was able to help Deputy White.
Their blood is what was used to help save Deputy White's life. They didn't know when they donated that it was going to go to an officer in need. And that's why it's important to donate regularly, because we never know when something like this will happen to a public servant or maybe even someone in our network, our friends or family.
You can donate at any blood center from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. both days.
So we can see condolences to the deputies that lost their life in this crazy situation. But we can see how it just seems like the police hold a different kind of precaution when it comes to white guys than when it comes to a black person. It just seems like when it's a black person, you want to take all precaution out, make sure, if they even think that they have a gun, you're shooting. You're taking these guys out in situations, but you let Caucasian people, they have the ability to shoot and take you out. And we see this time and time again. And our community is looking like the community that's dangerous. Our people are looking like the people that, you don't want to stay around. And I think this has to do with the news playing a part. And this is just not to bring up, black and white, but it's just showing the hypocrisy that's going on with how we're viewed in the media and how they put things on us in the media to how they do other cultures. Now, I feel that, just like we've seen in cases where guys will shoot a lot of people and he'll go to the police and they won't take him out. But we've just seen in other cases where guys weren't even, guys of color wasn't even armed and they get taken out by the police. So it's just another situation where we seeing the wild craziness of how the police handle their situations. You would think that if they seen somebody who was dangerous, they would have unarmed him, because that's what they do. Every time I see a black person on, camera with the police, I want to make sure you don't have anything. Do you have any weapons? Do you have any, they're just using so much sophistication and safety to make sure their lives are safe that I feel like society and this media kind of pushes to where they just feel like they're safe with their own. You know, that's what I take. But condolences to the deputies that lost their life in this. But this is something that needs to be talked about. A lot of people don't want to talk about this, but you know, police should hold the same kind of precaution that they do for everybody. Why do they underestimate people, but they look at a black person and feel like they're going to take them out? We see more wild, crazy shootings that come from uh, their own kind, Caucasians, than we do from blacks. Blacks kind of, really do it on each other. But I think the system is all designed working how it should for the higher ups, and it's something that we got to expose the hypocrisy in the system, the justice system, and how things are played. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace and love.
You are totally dependent on other people to take care of your needs because you don't have those roots sunk into the ground. To have a community, you must have three things to have a community in it. You must have a wholly independent economic structure that can provide goods, service, products, and things for your own people, and jobs and tax bases for your own people. You should at least control 4 basic things. You should be trying to control water, food, medicine, and energy to be able to survive.
Here we got Mr. Pollock. He had a cornfield. He took advantage of a free water test from us, and this is what we found in this water. We found sulfur, we found hardness, and we solved these problems with an easy fix of 2 tanks. So get your free water test today. Stay blessed. Click the link below.